the pantomime, where good triumphs over evil and happiness prevails. Ours is the once upon a time story. We've called it In the Land of Old King Cole. In this magic land, you'll meet many people from the nursery rhymes. For the very young, this is a great new adventure. For our older viewers, a trip back through the years to childhood days. Those golden, wonderful days. So come with me now for the next hour into the land of Old King Cole.
On my front lawn.
Look, they've gone and trampled on my vegetable patch. And I was going to sell those veggies at the markets next week. According to the farm service report, prices are very good just now. Oh, dear me, dear.
But King Cole and Queen Agatha, we thought it was all right for us to be here.
All right for you to be here? Why, I was down in my counting house, counting out my money.
And I was in the parlour eating bread and honey.
And I couldn't hear myself think. Not that there was much to think about, mind you, because all I could find in the royal treasury was 1, 2, 3, 1 and a penny, 1 and 4pence halfpenny, and a 5-penny stamp.
Now, don't get yourself in a tizzy, dear. Have a piece of bread and honey.
I don't want any bread and honey. I want to know where all the money has gone. Oh, dear. Things are going to get very sticky in the kingdom with no money. Oh, I didn't think things would get so sticky so soon. Oh, Agatha, if only our long-lost son were here.
Yes, it's been nigh on 18 years since you forgot where you left him. Really, it was most careless of you, a little baby like that.
Well, he was only very little, and little things are so easily lost. I've had my Prime Minister Elias Crump searching high and low, hither and yon for years, and not a sign of him has been found. Never mind, we still have the Princess Pansy. Oh, dear, I don't feel very much like a merry old soul with no money in the kingdom. Oh, do be good people, all of you, and go back home, so that I can have plenty of peace and quiet to work out how I can balance the budget on 1 and 4pence halfpenny and a 5-penny stamp. Oh. I'd give any reward in the kingdom to know how to build up the royal funds again and find our long-lost son.
Did you hear that, Pansy? Your father will give any reward in the kingdom to the person who finds your brother.
And recoups the royal funds, Buttons, dear. That's easier said than done.
I may be only the third assistant to the assistant footman, but if I can do these things, perhaps your father would let us marry. Oh, if only there was a way.
Yes, if only there was a way. Buttons, Buttons. I'm Amicus the Good Fairy. If you truly love the Princess Pansy, I'll show you the way to your heart's desire. But brave you must be, adventurous and strong, for the way will be hard and strewn with danger.
Me, brave and strong? I'm afraid you have the wrong fellow. Have you tried Robin Hood, our Superman?
Is it your wish to marry the princess?
Oh, yes, I love her. Even more than apple pie.
Then you must travel to the village of Tweedledee. There you'll find the king's long-lost son. You'll know him by his royal birthmark, a strawberry mark on his elbow. From there you must go to the castle of Fairy Snurk, who is a very wicked fairy and my enemy. Her castle is filled with bats and goblins.
Bats and goblins?
There you will find the hen that lays the golden eggs. Take this magic hen to good King Cole and Queen Agatha, and the princess shall be your reward. And now farewell.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't go. Hey, come back.
Buttons, who are you talking to?
Who am I talking to? Well, that's quite a good question. Come on, I want a word with your dad. Good afternoon, Your Majesty. May I have a word with you?
Do I hear right? Buttons addressing the king as your majesty? I must be going potty. He usually calls the king boss.
Surely you can't mean me, Buttons.
Well, you are the king, aren't you?
Why, bless me purple garters, so I am. With no money in the kingdom, I hardly know whether I'm old King Cole or Elvis Presley.
Your Majesty, I believe I have found a way to find your long-lost son and build up the royal bank balance at the same time. If I can do it, does your reward offer still stand?
Of course it does. We'd give anything to have our son returned and the royal bank balance restored.
Agatha, I'm the king, and I have to make the statement.
Well, all right, go on and tell him.
Yes, tell him what, Agatha?
We'd give anything in the
All
kingdom.
right, all right. We'd give anything in the kingdom to have our long-lost son restored and the royal bank balance returned.
Curses! He's found out there's no money in the royal purse. I wonder if he knows it was me who pinched it.
Then the reward I ask is the hand of the Princess Pansy as my bride.
What? A common third assistant to the assistant footman as a son-in-law? Never, never!
But the king has said in public that any reward will be given to the person who finds your son and restores your gold.
And I mean to keep my word. Agatha, stop carrying on like a chicken with his head chopped off. Nick off and get me tea ready, fill me pipe, and call for me fiddle at 3.
Then you agree to my request, good king?
I do, me boy.
Oh, thank you, Father. I do so love Buttons.
Come, let us go into the castle and make out the marriage contract. And then, Buttons, if and when you can do as you say, I'll sign it, and you may marry the Princess Pansy.
Curses! Curses to Buttons! He shall not have the Princess Pansy. She will marry me, Elias Crump, the king's wicked prime minister and manipulator of the royal cash. If he ever finds out I've been helping myself to it, then my little game is up. But if I marry the Princess Pansy, then the whole kingdom shall be mine and everything shall be mine. Now whom do I know as wicked, as crooked, as unprincipled as me? Ah, yes! Who else but my dear black-hearted friend, Fairy Snurk, the wicked fairy of the West?
You laird, friend Crump. What is it you wish of me? Nothing honest, I hope.
Ah, dear black-hearted Fairy Snurk, you're just the person to help me with a scheme so evil and so awful that you're going to love it.
Sounds just like my kind of caper. What's the plan? Who do we...
Buttons, a lowly servant in the palace, has found a way to restore the king's long-lost son and find a treasure. And in return for this, the king has promised that he can marry Princess Pansy. Now here's the scheme. I don't want the prince to come back, because if he does, I'm out of a job. And also, I want to marry the Princess Pansy so that I can take over the kingdom. See what I'm getting at, my dear black-hearted friend?
Yes, of course. A lovely plan. We follow Buttons to the long-lost prince and the treasure. Nab them both. Eliminate Buttons and the prince. Keep the treasure for ourselves. And you get the princess too. What a lovely piece of skullduggery!
Hist! Fairy Snurk! I hear them returning from the palace. Buzz off! Disappear! Or do whatever you do, but stay close while I pump some information from Buttons.
Greetings, Your Majesty, from your most humble and obedient servant and
Prime Minister.
Ah, there you are, Crump. I've been looking everywhere for you. Why didn't you tell me there was no money left in the royal purse?
I did not wish to bother you with such petty details, sir.
Petty details? Why, upon my soul, there's hardly enough left to pop down to the corner and buy a packet of peanuts. But not to worry, Buttons will save the day, eh, Buttons?
I hope so, Your Majesty, provided my friend stays with me.
Well, come along, Pansy. I want you to hang out the washing. One of the parlour maids had a nasty accident today. She was hanging out the clothes, and down came a blackbird and pecked her on the nose. Well, come along, Pansy. Say goodbye to Buttons.
I'll be there in a moment, Father.
Buttons, dear boy, I'm delighted to hear that you're about to save the kingdom and restore the king's long-lost son. How do you propose to do it, eh?
That's the stuff, Grumpy. Get the information from him.
A fairy told me.
A fairy? Ah, that could only mean my arch enemy, the good fairy Amicus. I'll settle her ash.
And where did this fairy tell you the prince could be found, and how will you know him, eh?
The fairy told me to go to the village of Tweedledee, and there I would know him by a royal birthmark. And to get to the treasure, I have to go to... Golly, I forget.
Well, that will do for now. I hope you have the best of luck in your search for the prince. If you'll excuse me, I must go now. Yes, straight to the village of Tweedledee.
Buttons, do take care. I don't trust Elias Crump.
Take care? Why, we won't have a care in the world once I get back with your brother and the treasure. We'll be able to get married and live happily ever after. Oh, I'm so happy I feel like singing. Let the people sing, sing like anything, any sort of song they choose. Let the people sing, let the welkin ring, anything to kill the blues. Find a merry song to cheer them, tell them that I long to hear them. Welcome as a breath of spring, therefore let the people sing.
I can't sleep with all those chickens making such a noise. That daughter of mine, Bo Peep, should have been here to see them hours ago. I suppose she's been wasting time of day with Dame Dingle's adopted son, Boy Blue. Ah, well. She's a nice girl for all that, so I'd better see to the chickens myself. Here, chick. Oh, well, you look at this now. Oh, my hen does seem busy, doesn't she? Oh, perhaps with a little encouragement, she may do even better.
I had a lot of chickens, a large chicken run, but owing to conditions, I'm now down to one. I give her all the tidbits, the dear little thing, and just to keep her up to scratch, I go to her and sing. Hey, little hen, when will you lay me an egg for my tea? Hey, little hen, when will you try to supply one for me? Get into your nest, do your little best, chest. I can do the rest. Hey, little hen, when will you lay me an egg for my tea?
Squire Cabbagehead.
And don't you good morning me, Boy Blue. You look half asleep as usual.
Well, I did have a quick nap under the haystack.
And where's that daughter of mine, eh? She should have been here hours ago to see to the chickens.
I saw her not an hour ago. She was having trouble with her sheep. Seems to have lost them again.
Oh, no, not again.
Oh, Father, those silly sheep there.
Well, I've now got lost again, but leave them alone and they'll come home.
Wagging their tails behind them. Hello, Bo Peep, dear.
Hello, boy, dear.
You two going to start mooning again, eh? Well, I'm off. Though I wouldn't mind doing some mooning on my own account with Boy Blue's widowed mum, that gorgeous Dame Dingle.
Such a frown. Why are you worried, Bo Peep?
It's my father, the squire. I don't think he'll let us marry. He thinks you're lazy because you take so many naps under the haystack.
I sometimes get the feeling that I wasn't born to work hard. I do get tired. But that's not the same as being lazy, is it?
Not really. I believe that you'll one day do great things, boy. I believe in you.
The moon belongs to everyone. The best things in life are free. The stars belong to everyone. They gleam there for you and me. The flowers in spring, the robins that sing, the sunbeams that shine, they all say mine. And love can come to everyone. The best things in life are free. The moon belongs to everyone. The best things in life are free. The stars belong to everyone. They gleam there for you and me. The flowers in spring, the robins that sing, the sunbeams that shine, they all say mine. And love can come to everyone. The best things in life are free.
That lazy good-for-nothing Boy Blue My daughter deserves a lot better than him for a husband. Oh.
Now, who are you calling a lazy good-for-nothing, Squire Cabbages? You bandy-legged old mugwump, eh?
It's that son of yours, always falling asleep like he does. That's what I'm calling a lazy good-for-nothing.
Oh, I'll give you good-for-nothing, you wizened up old piece of crap. You wait till I come downstairs.
Now, there's no one on earth I love more dearly than dear Dame Dingle. But when she gets on the warpath, no man is safe.
Did you tell my son, boy? Put him up.
Oh, now, dear heart, now, dear heart.
Don't you do that me, you old frog.
Oh, look, dear sweet Dame Dingle, I think you're the sweetest little wildflower that ever grew.
None of your nonsense now. You probably mean a cauliflower.
Oh, no, I don't. I mean a sweet, gentle little flower of the fields. Oh, that's what I think you are, except when you get upset.
Oh, you old wolf. You certainly do know how to get around the girl.
Maybe those wedding bells are not too far distant for you and me, eh? How about a little peck and make up, eh?
What, out here in front of all this Main Street? Oh, no.
Go on. Give me a little kiss, will ya, huh? What you gonna miss, will ya, huh? Gosh, oh gee, why do you refuse? I can't see what you've gotta lose. Oh, give me a little squeeze, will ya, huh?
Stop
Why
it.
do you want to make me blue? I wouldn't say a word if I were asking for the world. But what's a little kiss between a fella and his girl? Oh, give me a little kiss, will ya, huh? And I'll give it right back to you.
Oh, Henry, give me a little kiss, will ya, huh? What are you going to miss, will ya, huh? Gosh, oh gee, now why do you refuse? I can't see what you're about to lose. Oh, give me a little squeeze, will ya, huh? Why do you want to make me blue? I wouldn't say a word if I was asking for the world. But what's a little kiss between a fella and his girl? Oh, give me a little kiss, will ya, huh? And I'll give it right back to you.
And I'll give it right back to you.
So this is the village of Tweedledee. Now to locate the long-lost prince and get the unsuspecting Buttons to lead me to the treasure. And then the princess and the kingdom will be mine. Good afternoon, young lady, and what might your name be?
Bo Peep, good sir.
And I am Elias Crump, the king's prime minister and keeper of the royal cash. Tell me, young lady, has there been a young fellow by the name of Buttons making inquiries about a lost prince?
Not that I know of, sir. Oh, but if I see him, I'll tell him you inquired after him.
That won't be necessary. You see, my mission is top secret, so you mustn't say anything to anyone. I will make my inquiries in my own way. Tell me, have you noticed any of the local boys with any unusual sort of a birthmark?
The only birthmark I know of in the village is on the elbow of Boy Blue, Dame Dinkle's adopted son. It's rather unusual. It's shaped like a strawberry.
Ah, it must be he. I see that stupid Buttons approaching. I shall slip quietly into the background and let my little plan proceed. Remember, my dear, not a word of this to anyone, particularly that fellow Buttons whom I now see approaching. As the king's prime minister, I command you to secrecy.
Village of Tweedledee at last. I thought I would never get here. Here's one of the locals. Excuse me, miss. I'm looking for a lost prince. Haven't seen one, I don't suppose. You'll know him by a strawberry birthmark on his left elbow.
I have such a birthmark.
You have? Then you must be he. Show me this mark. That's it, all right. Then you must be the king's long-lost son.
Then, if you really are the long-lost prince boy, I don't suppose you'll want your little farm girl now that you're to live in a grand castle.
Not want my Bo Peep? How can you say that? You shall be my wife, and we shall rule the kingdom together. But first, we must tell everyone of this good fortune. Hey, everyone, come quickly. Good news, good news.
What's the matter? What's all the commotion about?
Have Bo Peep Sheep finally come home?
Better than that, I have just found out that I'm the king's long-lost son. You know, Mother, how you told me you found me down by the bowling green in a basket, and nobody seemed to own me. Well, it seems our absent-minded king left me there one day when he was enjoying a game of bowls.
Well, Boy Blue, love, look, I'm then glad we've found out who you finally belong to, but I must say I'm going to be very sad to see you go. You've been such a good son.
Oh, don't cry, Mother dear. You shall come with me and share in my good fortune.
Oh, that's very kind of you, love, but I don't want to interfere, especially now that you're going to be a prince and everything.
I won't hear of you not coming. You and Squire Cabbagehead and Bo Peep. We shall all go to the king together.
Always said he was a good lad. Real kind to his dear old mum, too. Yeah, always said he was a good boy.
Buttons, dear boy. I'm delighted that you found the prince on such short notice. Allow me to introduce myself to everyone. I am Elias Crump, the king's prime minister and keeper of the royal cash. But Buttons, the finding of the prince is only part of the job completed. There's another little matter. Namely, the Mazuma, the loot, the coin, the treasure. Where is it?
In my excitement, I'd forgotten all about that. Now, where was it that Fairy Amicus told me to go from here? Go buy some pork? No. Go to Burke, Clerk. I've got it. I've got to go to the castle of Fairy Snow. Which way do I go?
I'll show you.
You're not going to take my boy there.
But we have to go to get the hen that lays the golden eggs. Otherwise, I won't be able to marry Boy Blue's sister, the Princess Pansy.
Well, if Boy Blue goes, I go too.
And I go too to look after my darling Dame Dinkle.
And I'm going too, to look after Boy Blue.
Well, isn't anyone coming to look after me?
This is indeed a double complication. The treasure belongs to my evil friend Fairy Snirk, and I am supposed to go halves with her in the deal. I shall have to figure out a scheme how to chisel her out of her half, and to get rid of not only Buttons and Boy Blue, but his meddlesome mother and her pompous boyfriend the Squire, and the prince's intended Bo Peep. It is best that I slip off and cook up a deal with my friend Fairy Snirk.
Well, I'm bold and I'm brave, but as you know the way, Boy Blue, you lead.
All right, let's go.
Before you start on your adventure, I must warn you that there's danger at every turn. To bring me to your side and protect you from all danger, remember the word Umbadiah. When danger threatens, say this word and I shall be there. And remember, drink not from a silver chalice.
Well, Buttons, it was nice of your little friend to drop in and see us like that. Now, what was that magic word again? Umbadiah.
You called?
Oh, no, I'm just practicing. See you later.
Farewell, and remember, drink not from a silver chalice.
Well, let's be fearless and brave. Let's tackle the Fairy Snirk in her castle and get the magic hen.
There's no place like home. So comfortable and relaxing. I haven't got a telly, but who needs it with entertainment built in, so to speak? Where are my train bats? Dance bats! Dance the berries now! In you come! Dance bats! Very good! Minister and partner, what brings you to my castle, eh?
Dear Fairy Snurk, I'm afraid there's been a slight complication in our plan to get control of the kingdom. Instead of just having to get rid of Buttons and the prince, who, by the way, turned out to be Boy Blue from the village, we now have a whole tribe of people headed this way. Instead of having 2 people to eliminate, we now have 5.
Well, with what we have in mind, the more the merrier, eh, wicked friend Crump?
This Boy Blue might be a handful on his own.
Ah, foolish man! We don't have to use our fists. We'll use trickery and treachery, of which I am most fond.
What a good idea, and it will probably save me from getting a black eye into the bargain. Fairy Snurk, there is one more thing.
And what is that?
These people are coming to take your hen that lays the golden eggs and take it to the king.
What? Take my magic hen? Just because I stole it as a check from some stupid squire in the village of Tweedledee? They shan't have it. It's mine, I tell you, mine. I stole it and I intend to keep it. Why, I raised it from a tiny chick before it was big enough to lay eggs. Imagine how delighted I was when I found the eggs it laid were gold. I stole it, and I will keep it, and no one shall take it from me, not even the rightful owner.
Oh, she did get herself into a twit when I mentioned that hen. I shall have to be careful when I attempt to double-cross her. But Fairy Snurk, we shall have to be quick, because they're not very far behind me. What shall we do?
You go outside and hide in the bushes by the side of the path. When the others come up to the door, you step out from behind the bushes. But then you do not know me. I will let them in and give them food and drink. But whatever you do, don't drink. For the wine will be drugged. When they are drugged, it will be a simple matter to dispose of them.
What a lovely evil scheme.
Now
Fairy
be gone.
Snurk. I'm proud of you.
Be gone, evil friend, be gone. And let our plan commence to hatch. Door, open. Yes. Ha. Now, to set my plan. Bats! Bring food and drink. We are about to have some guests. That's right. Ah, here they are. My. I don't get many visitors to my castle. You're from the village, aren't you? I seem to recognize you. You breed fine, plump chickens, don't you?
Yes, and sheep too.
Yes, excellent chickens. Now, to what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
We've come about a hen you have. It's a nice little hen. Well, it's a nice little
Now,
hen.
stop beating about the bush, Buttons. We've called about the hen that lays the golden eggs.
I have no such hen. But you must all be tired after your long trip. Perhaps you'd like to rest, eh? We could have some food and get to know each other better. Then discuss this hen that you mentioned.
Boy Blue, I don't like this place. It frightens me. And I don't like the way that Prime Minister suddenly arrived with us. I don't trust him. I have a feeling he's in league with Fairy Snurk. And I don't trust her either.
Don't you worry your pretty head.
Of course, you'll all stay overnight. There's plenty of room for everyone. While my servants bring the food and drink, what about a song or two to while away the time? Music fit for a prince, eh?
How did she know you were the prince? We didn't tell her.
She's a fairy, isn't she? I suppose fairies know everything. Now stop worrying.
Perhaps the good squire and Dame Dingle would render a little something to keep us amused, eh?
My voice is not up to much for singing. I do better calling the pigs in. But I think it'll be a good match for Dame Dingle.
Now, what do you mean by that, you old sausage? I'll have you know that when I went to ladies' college, I had the sweetest voice in the choir. They wanted to put me on telly and everything.
Oh, but dear sweet dame, just let us render a little rural harmony for them that's present.
Take me where the daisies cover a country lane.
We'll make hay while the sun shines. We'll make love when it rains.
Oh, take me where the songbirds fill you with sweet refrain.
We'll make hay while the sun shines. We'll make love when it rains.
From the hustle and the bustle of the city, we'll become a pair of country folk.
And in the little cottage sitting pretty, we'll be Mr. and Mrs. Doe.
Oh, take me where the daisies
cover the country lane. We'll make hay while the sun shines. We'll make love when it rains.
Not melodious, it was sufficient for my purposes. Oh, but do come and eat. You must all be hungry after your long trip.
Makes you a little
Sit down here.
Oh, I'll beg a little nudge more. There we are. Now, come. Oh, this is gorgeous. That's a great colour. Oh, it will have nice. I'm not going to drop this out there.
It's nice, isn't it?
Wait! We've been tricked! We drank from the silver cups.
Oh, well, what did it matter? It was lovely anyway.
But don't you see? Fairy Amicus told us to beware and not to drink from the silver cup. Oh, I do feel queer.
Well, I think I'll have 40 or 50 winks. Good night, all. Oh.
Oh, so frightened. I'm so sleepy.
It's not like me to go to sleep in the middle of dinner. Mighty nice.
Our plan is working perfectly. Now, Crump, take the prince and throw him from the window into the moat below. That will settle his hash for good and all. What fools they were to think I would give up my magic hen. It's mine! And woe betide anyone who is foolish enough to try and take it from me. Now these fools will learn what it is to outsmart Fairy Snark. There is only one way to defeat me. And nobody knows that secret.
And that disposes of the prince. Shall I?
Oh, no. I have another use for this little lot. I will make them my slaves. When they wake up, they will find themselves in my dungeon. Come, we shall get some ropes and chains to bind them.
Oh, foolish ones. I told you there was danger from the silver chalice. Now I must work fast before Snurk and the wicked Crump return. Awake from your sleep, awake, I say.
I've never had a head like this. This is the last stuff. I
do feel queer. I'd love a nice cup of tea.
Anyone hit me on the head with a hammer?
Oh, where's Boy? Take him! They threw Boy out of the window and he landed in the moat. Fortunately, there was plenty of water in it and I dragged him out. He's somewhat waterlogged, but otherwise all right. Now make haste, you must escape. I've sent Boy on ahead to the enchanted forest and he'll meet you there. Buttons, you must find courage and lead these folk to safety.
It's easier said than done, good fairy. How do we get out of here?
The same way Boy Blue did.
What? Out there? And down there? Oh, but I didn't bring my water wings.
I told you that if you wanted to marry the princess, you'd have to prove yourself brave and fearless. And this is to be your test. Whilst the others go, you must remain and get the magic hen. I'll help you where I can, but you must make most of the effort. Now help these folk to escape. I will bestow on you the magic ingredient for success. With this you cannot fail. On you, dear Buttons, I bestow the gift of confidence. With confidence, you can conquer all.
What a strange feeling. I feel as if I could take on anything now. I'll make a real good go of it, too. One question, Fairy Amicus. How do I deal with Fairy Snurk? Although she is a bad fairy, she's also a lady, and, well, I can't go around bopping ladies. It's not nice.
The thing that Snurk fears most is water. Remember that, and use it to your advantage. And now farewell.
All right, folks. Out of the window you go, and I'll catch up with you in the magic forest. When I get the magic hen.
What, me? Down out the window, all the way down the end, and the parachute. I might have a good night on, so I can't do it.
Oh, go on. Just put your trust in me. I'll be right behind you.
Well, you may be stupid in the clot, but you certainly do make a girl feel safe. All right,
Harry.
I'll do it. Now look at the ankle. I'm stuck on the brain pipe. I'm off me.
Right, old squire. You next. Out you go.
Yeah. Good luck, Buttons. I'll see you in the forest.
Dear, brave Buttons.
None of that now. Actually, I'm shivering in my shoes. Now off you pop like a good girl.
You are brave, and I hope you win the hand of your princess.
They've gone. And I'm alone. But I'm confident. I'm brave. I'm scared. I'm all alone, alone on my own. Now they've gone and left me all on my own. I'm so very scared and unprepared for the things that haunt me when I'm all alone. I wish they hadn't gone now and left me right here. It's so very dark now, and I'm filled with fear, 'cause I'm all alone, alone on my own. For they've gone and left me all on my own. It's so very dark here, very dark indeed. I don't want to stay here longer than I need. She did all she could with the gift she gave. She was very good to make me feel so brave. I have been told where and why and when I should be so bold to find the magic hand. I think I can hear footsteps coming near. They will not catch me alone by myself.
Never escape! Quick, you fool! Grab Buttons! Grab him, you fool! Grab him! Get him! Quickly, get him! No!
I'm here. Oh, I'm so sleepy. I wish there was a haystack handy. I'll just have to settle for the next best thing.
Dear, I'm always losing things. This time, I've lost myself. At least I've found the forest. Oh, I do hope the others won't be long. Please do not pick the flowers. There may be fairies or elves. Oh, I do hope they don't come out tonight. I'm frightened. Boy Blue, it was you. Wake up, sleepyhead, wake up. Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Oh, Pete, dear. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. Where are the others? The Squire and Dame Dingle and Buttons.
Father and Dame Dingle will be along presently, but poor Buttons is still back at the castle. He's so brave. He helped us to escape and then went in search of the magic hen.
Oh, go save me, Henry!
Oh, that's no ghosty heart. That's Boy and Bo Peep. You know, that's the first time you've ever called me Henry.
Oh, now don't start any bit nonsense, you know, Scallywag. Oh, boy, Blue Love, look, I'm not glad we found you. The good fairy told us that she'd rescued you. And then we came in. You haven't been traipsing around in your wet clothes, have you, love?
No, Mother dear, I lit a fire and dried myself.
Oh, the Squire did the same for us. Oh, he's such a good man. And then Bo Peep went and got herself lost. Still, I'm glad to see that you made it, dear. Any news of Buttons?
No, he must be still back at the castle. Oh, I wish I knew what was going on back there.
Ah, good people, I'm glad that you've come safely to my home in the enchanted forest. Boy Blue, I'll grant your wish. You'll see what is happening back at the castle of my enemy, the wicked fairy Snurk.
Catch him, you fool! Quickly! Ah! Good! Roll! Tight hands!
Did you see that? They have him. Oh, I must go back and try and help him. There's no telling what those two do poor brave Buttons.
I'll help you with your swift return. I'll lend you one of my wands, and you'll be transported through the air into the door of the castle. Really, it's the only way to fly.
You foolish lad! Did you think you could escape? Now you'll pay for trying to steal my magic head! You fool!
the fairies snap. Nothing like a drop of water to get things cleared up.
Well done, Buttons, my friend. Now let's take the magic hen and away to the enchanted forest to collect the others.
A moment. Look, the hen. Follow me.
Oh, what's happened to those boys? Here it is, 3 o'clock in the morning and not a sign of them.
Oh, there, old trout, don't fret.
Don't you old trout me, you ring-dingling old jolly-gogger.
But they're too strong, lad. They'll make it, you can be sure.
Do try to be calm, Dame Dingle. We are all worried.
Oh, you poor little pet. Here's me been thinking only of myself. Oh, and you must be worried and near sick. Oh, come to your old friend, my puppet. Oh, there.
Listen, I hear something. It sounds like a procession.
At this time of night, it must be some sort of lodge meeting.
It's them. It's our boys coming back. And look at the crowd they've got with them.
Oh, good old boy. Oh, and a jolly good boy.
Company, halt! Oh, look, we did it.
Good
boy. Yes, well, you certainly got the bird, but what about these here bats?
They were under the wicked fairy's spell, but we released them. They're really quite jolly little fellows.
Well, what are we all waiting for? Let's all go to the castle of Old King Cole so that we may each claim our reward.
Goodbye.
2 days and not a word. No money to buy food. No more credit at the supermarket. Oh, Agatha, my dear, I'm afraid this is the end for us.
Now, don't get yourself in another tizzy, dear. Look, I'm knitting you a nice pair of bed socks.
You must think I have legs 10 feet long.
Well, I'm having a little trouble getting the heel turned. Never mind. If it doesn't turn out, I'll make you a nice long woolly nightshirt. Now, do stop pacing up and down. Do you know, I'm beginning to suspect that our Prime Minister, Elias Crump, has something to do with the disappearing cash from the Royal Treasury.
I'm afraid you may be right, my dear. But where can I get another Prime Minister in a hurry? Oh, I'm so depressed.
Oh, well, sit down, fill your pipe, and go for your fiddler's 3.
Ah, that might buck me up. Fiddler's 3, come forth. Stop! I'd rather listen to the Beatles. I want something to cheer me up. Give me something cheerful.
Try this for size. Buttons is coming.
Did somebody say Buttons was coming?
Yes, and there's a whole crowd of people with him too. They look as if they're all coming from the village.
Welcome back, Buttons. And is that the magic hen you have in the cage?
It is, Your Majesty. And on the way here to the castle, she laid 3 golden eggs. Just a little something for the royal treasury to be going on with.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I always said that boy had a bright future.
And, Buttons, who are these people you've brought with you?
I bring you a gift more precious than gold. Here, dear King, is your long-lost son, royal birthmark and all.
Oh, such a handsome lad. I'd know him anywhere.
The living image of his dear old dad, which is me.
Your Majesty.
Call me Dad.
Permit me to introduce the lady whom I wish to marry, Miss Bo Peep, from the village of Tweedledee.
Your Majesties, I am honored.
Oh, such nice manners she has. She'll make a lovely wife for our boy, and someday a wonderful queen.
And the lady who has looked after me these last 20 years and been as kind and loving as a boy could wish, Dame Dingle.
Oh, Your Majesty, I'm all of a twit. I've never met a king or a queen before.
We're honoured to have you with us, good dame.
And Squire Cabbagehead, the father of my intended bride.
Pleased to know you, old boy. So we're to be fathers-in-law together, eh? Splendid, splendid.
Your Majesty, I have fulfilled my promise to return your son and recoup the royal purse. Now I claim my rightful reward, the hand of your darling daughter, the Princess Pansy.
No sooner said than done, my boy. Take her, and with the blessing of Queen Agatha and myself.
Oh, Buttons, I'm so proud of you.
I am sorry to mar the joys of a pleasant homecoming, Your Majesty, but one duty yet remains, to reveal as a cheat and a fraud your Prime Minister, Elias Crump. 'Twas this villain who stole the money from the royal treasury.
Punished he shall be, as befits all wrongdoers. Elias Crump, you're sacked. And not only that, you'll spend the rest of your life as third assistant footman to the assistant footman in the kitchen of my royal castle. Take him away. And while I'm at it, I'll make another royal decree. Our new Prime Minister should be the lad who has shown confidence, courage above the ordinary, and bags of good sense. I refer, of course, to our very own Buttons. Hooray! And while I'm at it, knighthoods are in order, even though it is a little bit before New Year. My son, step forward, join Buttons and kneel. Someone pass me the royal meat cleaver. Tar ever so. Rise, sir boy, a knight of the realm, and heir to the throne of the kingdom of old King Cole. Rise, Sir Buttons, a duly appointed Prime Minister. And nick round to the back garden afterwards and get yourself a thistle to go with the knighthood.
You know, all this marriage business makes me think that you and I ought to hitch up together and run in double harness. What do you say, Dame Dingle?
Now, Henry Cabbagehead, you wild, handsome lad, you've won my heart. Of course I'll say yes.
There is joy in my kingdom once again. I feel a right merry old soul. Yes, indeed. It's a happy day.
It's a happy day.
And they all lived happily ever after.
It's a happy day.